Chapter 8, the circular flow model. The circular flow model is a graphic representation of how the factors of production, land, labor, capital, and management, and the returns on those factors, wages, interest, rents, and profits, all flow through an economy. Now, this chapter is small and it's really focused, but it has some potential speed bumps in it. First, there are firms and there are households. In the factor market, the households provide the factors of production, land, labor, capital, and management, and the firms return to the household wages, interest, rents, and profits. By doing this, the firms give more to the households so the households can supply more to the firms. Circular. In the product market, the firms provide goods and services to the household in exchange for capital, money. The firms use this money to produce more goods and services for the households to buy. So, our overview so far, the factor market and the product market are always in motion. But there's one more thing that we need to take into account. The rule of law. In every system, there has to be rule of law. Without it, nothing stops elements of the system from taking without payment for what they want from both households and firms, thus grinding the wheels of that business to a halt. Taxes from both firms and households go into the center of the circular flow, and rule of law comes out, not just in police and fire protection, but consumer safety, product labeling, recalls, class action suits, good stuff like that. So now you have the complete circular flow picture. Pages 232 to 237 are super thick with contents and terms, so take these pages slowly and do not be afraid to ask questions in the forums. I don't want you to worry about inflow and outflow. I don't want you to worry about leakages. I don't really want you to worry about planned expenditures, but I would like you to know about the marginal propensity to consume. Earlier on, we said that we get into the GDP. There are a few things we need to consider, and they're all on a national or global scale, and they are all interconnected. Now, the GNP, the gross national product, is the retail value of goods and services created by an economy within a given year. This includes American companies abroad. Now, the GNP is very rarely used as a measure for the economy anymore. What we use now is the GDP, the gross domestic product. The GDP is the retail value of goods and services produced within the borders of a nation within a given year. This is a better measure of how a national economy is working. GDP is usually measured per capita. So if we have $13 trillion in the retail value of goods and services, and we have 350 million people, that means that each person, their per capita, is going to be, do the math, $1,500, $2,000, somewhere around there. So 350,000 people are producing in the economy $2,000 each, equals 13, 15, whatever it is. Go to nationaldebtclock.org and figure it out for yourself. Do know how the formula works. It's consumption, investments, government spending, plus exports minus imports. And again, you've got to do the parentheses. Remember PEMDAS, you've got to do the parentheses. You've got to take imports away from exports, because imports are not made within the borders of the country, but exports are. I'm not going to be giving you numbers to do the math, but the components of the GDP are necessary to know what all goes into the measurement, and it makes pretty good test questions too. This chapter is thick with key terms. Key terms make really good test questions, so slow down, go over it again, make sure you've got it down pat, and ask questions in the forums.